morning all of you. Okay, today we move to the second part of the chapter. Okay, chapter 5, the alien planet, the green movement's role. Today we are going to complete the lesson, part 2. We were on page 45. Okay, and what did we see? That he was telling Mr. Lester R. Brown. In his book, what is the name of the book? The Global Economic Prospect. There, what is he trying to say? That what is the Earth's principle regarding the biological system? Okay, and he says, according to him, there are four. The four principles are there, and they are fisheries, forest, grasslands, and croplands. And also he says they form, and these all four, what do? They form the whole global economic. They comprise together to form the whole global economic system. Apart from that, in addition to that, what does it do? Supplying food. Apart from supplying food, the four systems provide virtually all the raw materials for industries, what we need, except minerals and petroleum, which are derived in the synthetics. In large areas of world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, and there is a worry. Okay, we are all worried about the water getting diminished after a few years. Maybe the next generation won't get. Then the global warming, the cutting down of trees, greenery going on. These are all problems which are our ecosystem depleting. Okay, so these all things are what we are before us, and that is saying that slowly and gradually it is reaching to an unsustainable. Unsustainable means that may or may not. That is decreasing in such a speed that after few years it won't be their existence won't be there. A point where their productivity is being impaired. And why is it going to be unsustainable? Because their productivity of this raw materials or the resources whatever we have, okay, that is going on decreasing. It's impaired, disturbed. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. So, when this situation comes, when the productivity is impaired, then what happens is fisheries, they fall down, okay, collapse, okay, get over. Then forest and croplands, they get deteriorated, okay, the forest greenery goes over, it gets diminished, and then what remains in place of that? It is the barren, waste only, lonely wasteland, desert areas remains. Okay, and these grasslands, whatever we have, they are converted into barren wasteland, useless lands. Now no crops could be cultivated, and the croplands which were there or which are there, they also gets deteriorated. In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is common every day. Okay, we are conscious about protein intake, minerals, and so on. And in that condition, what happens is the hungry world, we people, okay, so to consume protein and all, what are we going to do? We are in search of the things from where we get protein, and we have talked about the resources, fisheries, and so on. So these fisheries, what we say that they get, people know that they get protein from it. So it is also overfishing they have started, and these days it's very common. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. Okay, forests are also disturbed for what? In order to procure firewood for cooking. Okay, the villages and all, or they're not desert exactly. The what to say, up to backward places and all. Okay, where still the provision of gas and things are not there. So for cooking, what do? They use the firewood. And where do they get that from? They get it from they cut down the trees, and that is why the local forests are also dissipated. And in some places, the firewood has become so expensive. What goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside. Okay, we would say, why don't they buy firewood instead of cutting down the trees? But then he's saying very beautiful words he has used. what goes under the pot means to heat the pot or to cook the food, okay, that what we put underneath the fuel, okay, that has become very costly these days, very expensive, and that's why people cut down the trees so that the expenditure would be lessened. What goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside. Okay, more than the food, the fuel has become costly. Since the tropical forest is in the words of Mr. Myers, Dr. Myers, say that what is the tropical forest? Let's see in the words of Mr. Dr. Myers. What does he say? The powerhouse of evolution. What is the powerhouse of this? Tropical forest. You are forest or the firewood. This is used for varieties of requirements, and that is saying it's a powerhouse which gives maximum power resources, and several species of life face extinctions as a result of the destruction. So when these firewood or the forests are cut down for utilization of as a fuel or in the powerhouses, then what happens is in the forest or in the jungles, other species are also there. We have told earlier that so many species, millions of species are there. We don't even know their names, or we don't know whether they exist or not. So in that condition, what he is saying that the species will extinct, it will get over, an end would come to them. And why is it? As a result of its destruction. Because we are disturbing or cutting down the trees, destruction is taking place in the forest, and that's why the species also will extinct. It has been said that forests precede mankind, deserts follow. They saying that we all say that after first forest came, then human beings, and then after mankind has come, what happened is these beautiful forests which gave all the facilities to mankind. Now they have, after mankind has come on this universe, these forests have turned out into deserts. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forest is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. So fast these forests are getting deteriorated. Okay, what is the patrimony? It is saying that properly inherited from the father. What does it say? The world's ancient kings, whatever they are. Okay, it is inherited from the fathers, forefathers or so on. Okay, but these tropical forests are deteriorating or they are eroding in such a fast rate. This 40 to 50 million acres every year, it is getting diminished, and they feel that is their own father's property. Mankind thinks they have inherited it from their father. And growing use of dung for burning deprives the soil of an unimportant natural fertilizer. Okay, man doesn't leave anything. The cow dung also, okay, what is used as a fertilizer. What is it doing? That it also deprives. It deprives the soil, and it is an unimportant natural fertilizer. The World Bank estimates that a 5-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel demand in the year 2000. So the rough calculation has been made by the World Bank, and what estimate has come? That 5-fold increase. Increase in what? Increase in the rate of planting the forest is needed for what? To cope up with the fuel that is used by cutting out the trees. If it is done, means every year, or if they say that every year if plantation is done, okay, 5-fold times increase in the plantation compared to the number of trees being cut down from the forest, then only might be the expected fuel wood, what we need, demand in the year 2000 would be manageable. James Pett, the president of World Resources Institute, said one day, okay, another expert, okay, who is James Pett. He says that he is the president of the World Resources Institute, and he said, we were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. Say that earlier what we say, that the forests are getting deteriorated. How? An acre every second, an acre is getting deteriorated. But he says no, after the calculation we have come to know that it is getting deteriorated not in a second, within a half a second, means lesser time, more wastage. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Okay, in our Constitution, as you know, articles are there where certain rules are being written. So here, as per that, in the Article 48, what is it written? That the state has to protect the forest and improve the environment. And for what? To safeguard the forest and the wildlife. So state government has to take the initiative to protect this forest as well as wildlife. But what causes endless anguish is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced. Okay, laws are there, but anguish, the bitter part of it is that these laws which are made, they are never respected, or they just remain in the books itself, they never are enforced also. For example, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability and bonded labor shall be abolished. Okay, so he is giving an example that these things are written in the Constitution or in one or the other article. What are that? Casteism, untouchability, bonded labor, these all things should be abolished, not entertained. Okay, but then what happens is, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44 years of operation of the Constitution. Saying it's shameless, it's a shame for us all mankind that after 44 years, since 44 years Constitution has been made. Okay, and after 44 years also these things are flourishing or moving on, no stagnancy has come here. A recent report of our Parliament's Estimates Committee has highlighted the near catastrophic depletion of India's forest over the last 4 decades. Okay, and then one report from the Parliament's Estimates Committee is there. What report they have made? They have made a report that the real catastrophic depletion, catastrophic means total depletion of India's forest have been done over the 4 decades. 4 decades means the number of years, what we say. India, according to real 10 years, okay, that is decade, and is saying India, according to reliable data, is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. And what is the estimate they have come out? That India, according to that reliable, trustworthy data, what has come from this committee, okay, that is saying that almost 3.7 million acres of India's forest is getting depleted or deteriorated. Large areas officially designated as forest land are already virtually treeless. Okay, we say that the officers or the ecological department or the committees, they have decided or designated certain areas as forest lands. Okay, but when we go and see there, it is treeless, means just barren lands. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by the government statistics. And according to the government statistics, even though all rules and things are made, nothing is implemented, and they have estimated that almost 8 times the rate these forests are getting deteriorated. A 3-year study using satellites and aerial photography conducted by the United States warns that the environment has deteriorated so badly that it is critical in many of the 80 countries investigated. And then was a matter of worry. And in the 3-year study, with the help of satellites and so on, or aerial photography, what the United Nations have come to a conclusion, and it is warning. What warning is it giving? That environment has deteriorated in such a manner so badly that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. Not only in one or only India, in 88 countries the condition is critical. There can be no doubt that the growth of world population is one of the strongest factors deteriorating the future of human society, and people should be conscious that only forests are not getting deteriorated. The human future also is, or human future of the human society along with this is getting deteriorated. It took mankind more than 1 million years to reach the first billion. That was the world population around the year 1800. By the year 1900, a second billion was added, and the 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. The present world population is estimated at 5.7 billion. Every 4 days, the world population increases by 1 billion. So, here's a comparison between the increase in the forest, or other way I would say decrease in the forest, or decreasing number of trees from the forest with that of the population. So, you say the speed in which the forests are getting deteriorated, more than that speed the population is getting increased, and is saying that by the year 1900 second billion was added to this population has increased, and by 20th century almost 3.7 billion increase was there in the population rate, and at present what it is almost estimated to 5.7 million, and that stands to that every 4 days 1 million increase in the population. Compared to that, 100 times lesser is the trees being planted or forests are getting deteriorated faster than this. Fertility falls, our incomes rise, education spreads, and health improves. Thus, development is the best contraceptive. But development itself may not be possible if the present increase in number continues. Saying that fertility rate that has fertility falls as incomes rise. Saying that fertility is giving birth to the offsprings. Okay, so that as income increases, fertility falls down. Okay, and education as it is spreading everywhere, health is also improving because people are educated. But this development is good, people are accepting. But development will not be possible if there is no increase, if the present increase in the number continues. Here's a worry, population is increasing, that's a worry, and so he's saying that if this rapid increase is there in the population growth, then at the present what would be there? If this number continues, then really it's a matter of worry. The rich get richer, the poor beget children, which condemns them to remain poor. The rich are getting richer and richer, and the poor, they are multiplying their number of children, and that is why they remain poor. More children does not mean more workers. This is a concept or theory what the poor people follow, that more children, then more hands to earn the bread. Okay, but that is not so. Merely more people and then without work, that's useless thought. It is not suggested that human beings be treated like cattle and compulsorily sterilized. Okay, saying what is the use? Innumerous number of children or the population increasing, and they cannot survive. Then it is as good as treating them as cattle. Better not increase the population. But there is no alternative to voluntary family planning without introducing an element of risk. Okay, they say that people are not bothered. No use telling. Okay, no proper voluntary or no alternative is there to people taking the initiative of family planning voluntarily. The choice is really between control of population and perpetuation of poverty. They say this choice they have to choose. Okay, either you control the population or increase the poverty. Population of India is estimated to be 920 million today, more than the entire population of Africa and South America. India's population growth is almost 920 million compared to South America and Africa. No one familiar with the conditions in India would doubt that the hope of people would die in their hungry hotbeds unless population control is given topmost priority. It's a big matter of worry for everyone, not only the government. And if this continues, then it would happen that if the population is not controlled or priority is not given to population control, then people would die out of hunger. For the first time in human history, we see a transcending concern. Transcending concern, okay, the concern that doesn't have any boundary. The survival not just of the people but of the planet. Okay, it's a real concern that not only the survival of people are we concerned about, but of the planet, this planet Earth. We have begun to take a holistic view of various bases of our existence. Okay? Okay, we have started. Whether we human beings or mankind will exist or not in this condition. Environment problem, of course, every day increasing, does necessarily signal our demise. Okay, and we are every day being made cautious about. Signal is given to us by the environment that if these things continue, continuous environment is depleted, then really maybe or may not the mankind exist for a longer duration. It is our passport for the future. What is that? Environmental problem is not lessened, then we have to go. It is the passport for the future. Emerging new world vision has ushered in the era of responsibility. It is a holistic view, an ecological view, seeing the world as an integrated whole rather than a dissociated connection of parts. Saying that holistic, we have started becoming conscious, the whole planet taking us, considering it as one. And so he is saying that the new world have started visualizing, or if we view, it is what sort of view is it? If we start looking, or if we start becoming conscious about the whole planet as one, then it's an ecological view, and then we are starting to see the world as a whole, not in parts, and then a dissociated collection of parts. We should not see the world in bits or in parts, but we should have a holistic view and look at the planet as a whole. Industry has more crucial role to play in this era of responsibility. So responsibility is showered or shouldered upon each and every one in the society, not only the government. And so he's saying that industry's responsibility is the first and foremost responsibility. And what is it? That we should have a world vision in these industries, because all the resources for the industries comes from this earth, and so they should become responsible, and they should see that how can they lessen the danger of the earth, or how they should understand that our planet earth is in danger, and how can we save them. Water transformation would be affected if more businessmen shared the view of the chairman of DuPont. He is saying that if there is a transformation, or what sort of change would be there if all these businessmen share the same view of the chairperson. Who is he? DuPont, Mr. Edgar S. Bullard, and who 5 years ago declared himself to be the company's chief environmental officer. Person, he considered or declared him to be the chief environmental officer. And what is he saying? Our continued existence as a leading manufacturer requires that we excel in the environmental performance. So he is saying that if we consider, or if we our existence, if it is continued, that we consider ourselves, or we want to continue ourselves as a leading manufacturer, okay, then what is the thing we require is that we should excel in the environmental performance. Means we should take the initiative to protect the environment. Of all the statements made by Margaret Thatcher during the years of her prime ministership, you must have heard the name of Margaret Thatcher, okay? And when she was a prime minister, what did she say? None has passed so decisively into the current coin of English usage as her felicitous words. And no generation has a free hold on this earth. What she is saying, that no generation, okay, has the authority or free hold. They can use the environment or the earth, okay, as their property in any manner. All we have is a life tenancy with a full repairing ease. Okay, saying that no generation can claim that this generation is to be their own, or this plants, this earth is their own. No one can claim them. Okay, and what is he saying? That she is saying that we have in life tenancy with a full repairing lease. We have taken this land on lease. As long as we are there, we can use it, but not in an abundantly, that it gets deteriorated, it is wasted, it is harmed. That is, no one has the right. Or in the other words of Mr. Lester Brown, we have not inherited the earth from our forefathers. He also gets angry. And so how does he express his anger? That this is not our forefathers' property. Earth we have not got from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. Means something which is borrowed has to be taken care of. Not if it is your own property, you use it as it is. But earth is not your own property. It is something which you have borrowed from someone. So special attention and care should be taken. Thank you. I complete the syllabus for your third, the next upcoming exam. Thank you for watching the video.